Iman Gadzhi is about to make $100 million with his software company. He's already been netting 100 to 120K per month in his advertising agency that he shut down last year. And he owns a coaching and training company or an education platform that has netted like 20 million just last year alone. So the dude's really rich. We all know this. He's blowing up on social media. He's a little bit controversial with some of his opinions, but I actually had the chance to work with him one on one in his coaching program. And here's what I learned. Number one, Iman is extremely focused. From the early days of building his agency, he would just take 4 to 6 hours every single morning, no meetings. He literally locked his phone in a vault for those 4 to 6 hours, and he would work on one thing. So he was just building his agency. He dabbled with the education company when it was just a program, but he was hyper focused on building that agency cash flow up to 100K a month, free cash flow, profit after your expenses, after everything, right? So he was taking home 100K a month after taxes, maybe, 80 or 70K a month. And he was really young. He was in his early 20s or even like 20, 19 years old. So it's pretty crazy how much cash flow and how much experience he got just from doing that hyper-focused agency. And he was just selling Facebook ads. That's it. He was just running ads for info products and coaching businesses and then a couple of e-commerce clients as well. So the one thing that I learned from him was to be extremely disciplined and hyper-focused on that one goal that you have just for 4 to 6 hours in the morning before you take any meetings, before you do anything else, right? And that alone will set you apart from the pack of even entrepreneurs. There's a lot of 7-figure, 8-figure entrepreneurs that are still not super hyper-focused and their day is very chaotic. And for that reason, they're probably not taking home as much money as you actually think they are. And I've learned this working in my agency with a lot of different clients who say they're making 7 figures, but then when you actually start working with them, their profit really isn't that great. And it's probably because they're not super hyper focused in those morning hours. They're very scattered. They don't have a clear direction of what they're doing. All right, so the second thing that I learned from Iman is that there's different businesses for different stages. Okay, so right now I own an agency called Zunisty. We've been lucky enough to partner up with clients and help them make $5.2 million in 2 years with our top client, and then make millions building funnels, paid traffic, handling email marketing, and helping them dial in their content as a business. So we've been able to get great case studies, and I've been doing this for 5 years, and I still have a long way to go scaling my agency. But I also know that the agency may not be the end goal for me, right? There's other businesses and other different things that you can do in your entrepreneurial journey that will give you more leverage. So what Iman has done is he's started his software company called Flowzy. Flowzy, it was originally called Agency Flow, and he is scaling that aggressively right now. But the thing with software is that you have more leverage than a service-based business because it's built on code or built on no code. So you can funnel in customers and you're not actually doing as much of the fulfillment. You maybe have a few engineers that are doing maintenance or a large handful of them that are doing maintenance and adding new features. But overall, that software model is very scalable because it can sell for like a 10x multiple, sometimes just on the revenue. And he's going to make probably upwards of $100 million selling that company in the next 4 to 5 years whenever he decides to sell it. And he's still generating cash flow from that because it's scalable and he can actually use more time to worry about his investments and worry about the future of the company rather than worrying about client fulfillment, right? So there's different stages of your journey. If you're in an agency right now, or if you own a company that's really involved, maybe you're a coach or a consultant, or maybe you have a B2B company that's very involved, you're dealing with all these headache clients all day, that's great. And it might be a great way to generate cash flow, but there might be an exit plan for you in the near future, and you need to be aware of that. The third thing that I learned from Iman, and this is the last thing, the ending of the video here, is that he knows how to advertise. All right, so if you don't know how to advertise, you're never going to make sales, right? And even as a advertising agency owner, we help clients do this really well, but it's a whole different thing to do it for yourself, right? Yes, you can hire an advertising agency, and yes, it works really well if they're a good agency, but you still need to be on top of your advertising as a founder. You need to know what your agency is doing. You also need to know that you're generating sales, generating ROI on that advertising. You can't just pay an advertiser or a CMO or someone to handle your advertising and not understand what's going on behind the scenes. Now, I don't recommend doing all of this yourself as a founder. So if you own a company, of course, it's great to hire an agency like us to actually run everything for you, but you still need to have an eye over, or a hawk eye over the metrics when it comes to how much are we spending, how much are we bringing home, and what are the activities and levers that we're pulling in order to generate sales. So that's the third thing I learned from him, is just the hyper focus on advertising and the actual ROI that you're getting. So to recap, number one, he's hyper focused and hyper disciplined, 4 to 6 hours in the morning, undistracted on whatever project he's doing. The second thing that I learned is that there's different stages to the entrepreneurial journey. You might be deep in service business right now, or a B2B company, or something that's more involved, but you can remove yourself and get into software or content or something that's more scalable in the future. And then the last thing is just his hyper focus on ROI when it comes to advertising metrics. So I hope that helps. And that's what I've learned from Iman Gadzhi. Always remember to like and subscribe to the video if you want to support the channel and you want more content from me. So talk soon. Bye.